December's almost here, and I have a list of games for you that you have to check out because they are all releasing in December. A couple of them released at the end of November, but you know what I'm talking about. And I'm talking about mobile games, ones that you're gonna absolutely love. So let's dive into this list and see what you're gonna be playing in a few days. First on today's list is Hello Neighbor Nikkis Diaries, one of the latest renditions of the Hello Neighbor series. This one's set to release on December 6th. And inside of this one, it's the ultimate Hello Neighbor game built from the ground up, just made for mobile. Some say he's a killer, that he hides kidnapped children in the basement. As you know, he's our neighbor, and it's up for you to figure out what he's hiding. Something is creepy, something is weird, and it definitely is a thrilling experience as you try and figure out the puzzle. This is a fun game that follows the series extremely well that you're gonna absolutely love if you've liked the previous games. Next up, we have Black Clover Mobile, and this one is just released on November 30th, so really close enough to December. It's a turn-based anime-style RPG game. A world on the brink of being destroyed by a demon was saved by a mage that would come to be known as the Wizard King. Years later, this magical world is once again shrouded in the darkness of crisis. Asta, a boy born without magic, sets his sights on becoming the Wizard King, seeking to prove his abilities and fulfill a long-lasting promise to his friends. This is the storyline we're following for this title, but as we all know, it's a turn-based RPG game with tons of progression in a world that we know and love, based in an anime art style that is beloved to so many. Rainbow Six Mobile is set to release on December 31st. This one is brought to us by Ubisoft, and as we know, this is an amazing strategic shooter style game, class-based, objective-based, where you're gonna need to take down the objectives along the way to be successful. In your way are gonna be enemies trying to prevent that from happening, and you will probably need to negate them as well. This game is amazing because it's a huge esports title, which I would anticipate is gonna make its way into the mobile world as well, and I would love to see some Rainbow Six Mobile be on the esports scene. The question is, are you gonna be a player, and will you be good enough to compete? Devil May Cry Peak of Combat. This one releases on December 2nd, and it's like the Devil May Cry that we know and love from consoles. Here, you're gonna be playing an action RPG style game where you're gonna be slaying any of the demons or enemies that come into your way. The graphics inside of this game are insane. The combat is even more insane. And the story is something that you already probably know and love from the console. The game inherits the Devil May Cry's free, flexible strategy skills and gorgeous, unconstrained fighting style, and at the same time it also brings players in an immersive combo experience with this industry-leading motion capture technology, which perfectly reproduces the most distinctive battles of Devil May Cry, and it'll make the experience just more diverse and enjoyable for us as we play. If you're a fan of the genre or a fan of the Devil May Cry series, you are not going to be let down by this one. I absolutely cannot wait to get my hands on it and see how it actually feels. And then we have Little Nightmares, which releases on December 12th and is a survival horror action game in a very atmospheric world. The artwork style inside of this game is going to have it standing out above the rest, and that little yellow hood is just something that you're going to remember from the previous titles. This one is a lot of fun for people that are into puzzle-style adventure survival horror games, so get ready for this one because it's going to be fun. So far from the list, what are you expecting to like the most? Which ones are you the most excited for? Let me know down below. On December 14th, you're going to be able to dive into this new racing game titled Art of Rally. Inside of this one, you're going to experience just a different racing style game, a little bit more simplistic, but with an atmospheric feel to it as well. Some simplistic graphics and others that are quite detailed actually for the style. It's an extremely fun racing game that really focuses on atmospheric elements, fun races, and competitive elements as well as you try and master the art of rally. There are going to be leaderboards that you can compete in, so the question is, will you be on the top or will you be stuck down at the bottom? Hitman Blood Money Reprisal. This one dropped on November 30th and is a premium title with a price tag in the United States of $14.99. You are Agent 47, a trained killer caught in the crosshairs of a rival agency called the Franchise. You're going to be embarking on a daring mission to take out the shadowy conspiracy lethal architects and employ every tool at your disposal to get the job done and be victorious. The question is, are you good enough to do it? And are you willing to pay $15 for the game? But maybe you're looking for something a little lighter, a little more simplistic, a little bit more like Space Intern, which actually just launched. This is a platformer style game where you play as a little astronaut and you have to make your way through the stages. As you can see, we're looking at a pixelated style game, which is going to bring you back to your memories playing games like Sega Genesis games and NES games, but it is very fun, and it can also be quite challenging at times as well as you make your way through this new world. The game features unique mechanics in every world, from gravity immersion to playing as a hologram. You're going to encounter quirky foes like jumping space snails, explosive frogs, and synchronized jellyfish swimmers, and you're going to be able to conquer 40 escalating handcrafted levels, each with increasing difficulty and complexity. Definitely a fun platformer to try out. Bug Heroes Tower Defense has also just launched on November 30th, and as you can tell from the title, this is a tower defense game where you are going to be playing as the bugs, upgrading your stations to prevent the enemies from making their way through the end of your level. I personally love tower defense games. I will try any tower defense game out there, including this one. This has 10 unique heroes. You're going to scavenge for resources. You'll be building powerful turrets and immerse yourself in jaw-dropping stylized graphics across a sprawling neighborhood campaign. Craft your defense, level up your heroes and towers, and embark on an epic battle against a diverse array of enemies. Shapes releases on December 5th, and what we're looking at here is a simulation game. Do you like automation games? Then you may be in the right place with this one. This is a relaxed game in which you have to build factories for the automated production of geometric shapes. Yeah, very different from anything else we've had in the list here today. Some type of a puzzle style game, something out of my realm completely, but maybe it's in yours. As I mentioned, this one becomes available on December 5th and it's worth trying. It's free to play. And then we have a teaser trailer for Command & Conquer Legions. It's a build and battle, strategic, stylized game where you're going to be trying to take down your enemy's bases and keep your base standing at the same time. I've played games like this and the other mobile rendition, Command & Conquer Rivals, and I've played Command & Conquer games over on consoles as well, and they're always quite fun. So this is one that I'm definitely going to check out on mobile. To be fair, there hasn't been much shown on this one yet, so I'm excited to see what it has when it drops. On top of that, they've been very secretive about exactly when it's going to drop, but it's anticipated to be here in December. If it comes, let me know what you think of it. Guys, remember to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on my top 10 lists every day.